What's up, Lego fans? So right now Lego Ideas has a challenge going on. It's the City Life Creations Design a Vendor Cart. They have this challenge so that Lego fan designers can build vendors for Lego cities or to fit within like Lego modulars. I've already got a couple submissions, and this one you can see is limited to 150 to 200 parts. I'm gonna create one here today. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna use the software Studio. It's through Bricklink, but let's get started here. I'm not going to give away what I'm going to build, but you'll probably figure it out as we go. I'm going to look for a plate here to start me off. I'm going to try to build a table. So let's go with this 8x16 plate. It's a pretty good size for what I'm thinking I'm going to build. On top of it, let me look for a modified plate. Probably either a 1x2 or a 2x2 I think would be good. There's the 1x2, but let's grab a 2x2. I think that's better for what I'm trying to do here. Alright, so let's attach that there. I'm gonna go all the way across, so I'm just gonna copy and paste 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna do the same to the other side. Yeah, just grab these and copy and paste them again. Move them over. Yep, just at the edge. And I think what I'm going to do is put something down the middle. It's going to be a little strip down the middle, another plate. I'll grab I think there's a 2x16. Yeah, perfect. So I'll grab the 2x16, put it right there in the middle. And then I'm going to fill in these spaces between the modified plates that I have with some tiles. I'll grab probably a 1x3. I think is probably best for what I'm trying to think here. 1x3, and we'll go all the way across. I'm going to fill in the other spaces there. Well, actually, first let's copy and paste these to the other side since I'm just making a symmetrical here. So those copied over there. Then I'll use the 1x2. Fill in these spots. Same thing to the other side. Copy and paste again. Pretty simple. Alright, now I'm going to take care of this middle plate here. You'll probably figure it out by now. I'm going to grab some antenna pieces here, but not so much for an antenna. You'll see in a few minutes. Let's see how I get there. I'll use the antenna base and then the antenna itself, and I'll angle it down, or hinge, I guess in Studio it's called. Hinge it down. Perfect. And then change the color. So this is kind of the start of what I'm trying to get to here for my vendor cart. Then what I'll do is I'll angle it again, and I'll angle it at about 11. And then I'll copy and paste it. Oh, it doesn't let me copy with the angle that I want. Let me try it one more time. Come on. Nope. All right. Then I'll just copy and paste, and I'll angle all of them at the same number. I think the first one was 11.8, so I'm just going to make this 11, and I'll go back and change the first one to match. Yeah, 11.8. Let's just make it 11. All right, and then I'll do that to the last 3, so they're all at the same angle. I think that's easy enough. Bricklink has this cool different features on top. You can either select the item or the brick or the element, or you can hinge it. Sometimes I get confused going back and forth, but let's see. Okay, so now I'm gonna copy and paste to the other side. And you can rotate it just by the arrows. So that's what I'm doing here. Again, it won't let me take the angle, so I'm gonna have to manually change the degree. But this one's different, right? Yeah, this is 180. So I'm gonna go 191, yeah. And then I'll do that for the next 4. So this side is the opposite sides, opposite angles. I've got a couple, like I said, I've got a couple other submissions for the same challenge. I just had so many ideas for this one, and I decided to finally record one. Let me finish up these ones here. But my other submissions, one's already live. It's a vinyl vendor. You can see that on Ideas, and I've got 2 other that are pending. I'll share those with you guys later. But this is the table so far. I think I'm gonna cover the top part of these antennas that I'm using, just with some simple 1x2 bricks. And for some reason my category is in a different spot. But anyways, let's go, yeah, with a 1x2 brick. And I want to put one here. I don't think that's what it looks like, what I'm going for. So I'll move it to the end, or the end of it. And then I'll grab another, and just copy and paste that 2x16, copy it on top. But I don't want those studs, so I'm gonna put some tiles. I'll do a 2x6. Or maybe, yeah, 2x6 would work. Let's put a 2x6 here and put one on the other side. In the middle is a 2x4, so I'll just put 2x4. Perfect. And I don't need this 1x2. I'll delete it. Just taking a look at it. Yeah, deleting the 1x2. I think what I'll do is I'll put the legs on the table. So let's flip it over. I don't know exactly. I should know this, but the height of a minifigure. So I'm going to just do 2 1x1s stacked on top of each other. Just copy and paste it over. I'll check out the minifigure height later, but this is pretty standard, and I'll flip it back. Let's see. I think it's looking pretty good so far what I'm doing. I do want to make sure I get the items on top of the table, and I want to make sure I have a base, so let's work on that. So that people can walk around this booth, right? Let me mess with this a little bit. I don't know why. I think this 8x16 works. I just need to make sure it's even on both sides. Let's even this out here. I want enough space so customers can walk on both sides, and for some reason I'm having trouble putting it on the exact spot that I want. Okay, let's move it. Only one stud. No, I want at least 3. 2 is okay, but I think I want one more. I think one more might be good, but let's leave it like this for now, and I'll keep building around it. I think what I'm going to do is attach 2 more of the 8x16s underneath to give it some stability. That also gives it some strength for the build. You don't want just the table to be the attachment that's connecting the two. So I'll put these underneath, rotate them so it's 2, or actually technically 4 8x16s attached to each other as the base. I may just leave it like this. I don't think I need I was thinking tiles, but I think I'll leave it as is. Let's see, I'm gonna get some back panels. Yeah, this is nice. This curved back panel that I want. I'm gonna actually change the color of it. The white is not what I'm going for, but that's how it like the default color that it comes in. But I need a little bit higher. I need some height. I want some I want the customers or the minifigures to be able to feel comfortable inside the mini store. So I'm just gonna add a brick here. I think I'll do probably a 1x6 and then a 1x4. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that adds an extra amount of height that I want. So I'll just copy to the other side, and then I'll put a 1x4 in the middle. And then these panels should probably be, what, 4 total? For whatever reason, when depending on where you have the cursor on these items, you need to grab it from a certain spot to connect it. At least in my experience, maybe I'm just not a pro builder. But yeah, let's change the color here. I'm gonna do a trans clear. I think is the best for what I'm looking for. I want you to be able to see in from one side and be able to enter from the other side. So I think this trans clear is nice. I'm gonna move it. Yeah, perfect. There we go. That way you have at least 3 studs to walk by, because I'm thinking I'm gonna add like columns for some support, because I want to put a canopy on top. I'll start with a 1x1. I think I may need another 1x1 depending on how many I'm gonna do. So I'll add, maybe I'll do some rounds. I don't know. I think what I might just do is double up on these 1x1s and then add the pieces that I want on top of that. Yeah, let's do the round, and then I'm looking for, what is it? There's a cone. Yeah, I think the cone would look good. And then I'm gonna grab one more piece that I like. I'm gonna grab this piece right here. I'm also gonna use it's a utensil piece, but this one is the inverted bar. that I like. It's a utensil, I think telescope, yeah. So I'm gonna attach it there first and then put that one on top. I think that looks like the right height, but let me bring it a little closer. Just select them all, and I'm gonna move it next to the panel. And yeah, that looks perfect actually. Let me just test it to make sure. I'll just use a small plate just to connect them. Yeah, there it goes, automatically attached. Perfect. Oh, the height worked out great. Okay, so I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to copy this same structure to the other side. So now we have two. And then I think what I want to do is put the same 8x16 on top. I think that's simple enough. Add the canopy. Let's do that right here. But something looks off. I must have messed up somewhere. I don't see 2 layers of plates on the bottom. Where did I mess that up? Let me just copy. Oh yeah, you can see on the bottom. Let me remove the ground. You can actually view and then hide ground, which is pretty cool. And then, oh, there it is. Yeah, I moved that one piece too far, probably when I was copying it or something. Okay, back to the canopy, copy and paste it, grab that angle, that corner, and attach it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, as you can probably see, I am trying to build a vendor or an outdoor vendor that is a mobile phone retailer, right? So there's the bar or the phones. I'm gonna add the phones in there in a minute. And yeah, you could just see like I've got the paneling so you can see inside, and then customers can walk through. Let me check my piece count, still under the 200. And it's actually kind of expensive for some of these pieces, but whatever. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is change the color of the table itself, or the bar itself. So let's remove the top plates as the canopy so I can see it. I think I'm gonna go with tan. But what's the easiest way to change all these? I don't want to change the antennas because those are my charging cables, right? So let me just change the legs first. I'm gonna go legs, color, and then tan, I think is the safest color. Yeah, I think that should apply to all of these pieces. Same thing with the 8x16 plate, should be in tan. Let's grab this. Make those tan. Yep, everything seems to be coming out good so far. I hope those modified plates are tan. Yeah, looks like we're good. So I'm checking that by looking at the color validator on the right hand side of the screen. It'll tell you if any of the colors don't exist in these pieces, in these parts. So I can see that nothing is popping up there, so I'm good. I'm gonna finish up the colors here. All tan. And I think I've never been inside of one of those stores because I don't have an Apple phone. I have a Samsung. But anyways, I think it's tan. And you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Let me know. I think what I'll do is actually change the white antenna base to blacks just so it looks better and matches better. Oh, I think I selected the wrong one there. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'll change that back to 10 in a minute, in a second. Let's get these black and then that one back to 10. Yeah, that looks good. All right, let me add the phones here. So I know there's quite a few phones, so I'm just gonna grab all of them. That's one. Do I want to grab the same ones? No, I'm gonna grab all different ones here. Let's grab one each and put them on the modified plate. And then a little trick I'm gonna do at the end is going back to that color validator. It's going to automatically fix the colors that are wrong. So these are all white right now because that's my default color. I'm gonna change these. No, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna change it. I'm gonna select them and put them on. I do have to rotate them. These are kind of interesting actually. Some of them look like ghosts, I think. And then there's a map. And some of them just look like regular phones, but oh, this one's got music, so it looks like they're listening to music. That's kind of cool. Okay, put the last one on there. So I've got 10, 5 on each side. I think that looks good. Color validator, and then I'm gonna auto fix. There we go. And they're all they're all in the correct colors that are available for those pieces, those elements. So looks pretty cool, actually. I think it came out nicely. I didn't plan that. The colors came out nice and varied. All right, I'm gonna copy the 8x16 plates again and add it back as the canopy or the cover. I'm thinking I want to add maybe some light fixtures underneath, or just like a strip of lights. I think that's what I'll do. I'm also going to add the tiles and the what is it called, the slopes to make the canopy. I'm not sure what color to go with, but I think I'm going to do like a blue, maybe a light blue or a dark blue, I'm not sure. But let me get these. I think these are only the 1x2 plates are the only ones that have the translucent colors. If I'm gonna go blue on top, I might go trans blue on these. Maybe yellow, I'm not sure. I think yellow would look good, but I think blue would look kind of cool because it'll match the canopy. But let's go with yellow for now. And future Derek is in here. For some reason the video and audio cut out, so I'm re-recording this. I've finished the lights, as you can see. I'm adding the slopes here, and I'm going to do the tiles. The 2x6 works, and then I have to put a 2x3 to finish it off. But I went blue because I felt like that's kind of a soft color to invite people into the vendor booth. And then I went ahead and changed the colors of the lights as well, from yellow also to a trans blue. I thought that was a lot nicer of a touch on the inside. And that's pretty much it. I added a minifigure for height to check. I took a couple pieces and then a random head, just to check the height against the table. As you can see in a minute. Yep. There we go. He is a little short. So what I went ahead and did was I shortened the height of the table. What you can do is you can select it and replace those pieces. And then I carefully selected the table and dropped it. And then I checked it again, and he stands better next to it, in terms of height. Elevated his arm just to make sure. And perfect. Now he stands perfectly next to the table. Checked it on both sides. And he looks good. I ended up changing the colors of the minifigure a little bit, but I'm not sure why I actually deleted them altogether. But my piece count is still under 200, so I'm good there with this challenge. I don't think I'm going to do anything differently to the build. I do like the tiles on the floor, even if they have, I'm sorry, not the tiles, the plates on the floor, even if they have the studs. I think that looks good. Just showing enough to give you a couple more angles. But what I ended up adding was some signage. So I chose this 4x6 plate. I was going back and forth between if I should choose a tile with maybe like a print on it, but I ended up going with a round tile for the button of a cell phone, and then some tiles on the side. You'll see here I just went with like gray colors as well. I think that was the easiest. I ended up attaching that with a bracket piece that goes on top in the middle, and then filling in the blank spaces with tiles to align it and make it all look cohesive. But that's pretty much the build. Again, apologies for cutting out and then having to re-record and voice over this ending part, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll show you some renders from Studio, so stay tuned for that. But that's the build. Again, that's something I would add to my Lego City. I hope you guys would too. Yeah, stay tuned for the renders. I'll show you guys those in just a few seconds. Thanks. Here you go. So these are the renders. Got a couple angles for you. Got the front side at an angle. Got the front. I could probably lighten these up in Photoshop, but this is the back, so you can see it's through the clear panels. Then a closer look at the phone table, and one more picture for you on the side. Again, I could have lightened these up for you guys, but let's go back to Studio. Looking at this build. from I'll like kind of rotate it for you so you can see a little bit better. I kind of like the way that it looks in studio, sometimes preferred over the image that comes out as a render. But at the same time, it's pretty cool that, you know, once you do render the image, you can see it looks like actual Lego bricks, and you could submit it on ideas. You could use it for social media, but this is also neat. I like the way it looks inside of studio. That's it for the build. Let me know your guys' thoughts if you guys want to build this. It's a pretty simple build. You can follow along again in this video, probably speed it up if you'd like. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and again, thanks for watching.